Hawkeye guy here, coming on my Hawkamaniacs, doing a spontaneous live on a Monday, a beautiful Monday afternoon. As you can see, it's nice and sunny. I've got this trailer, other than that window, closed up tight, so my fan's working pretty well. Monty's having a little siesta, and this is the third time I've tried to go live. Monty was just too insistent on getting some love. I don't usually not pat her when she wants. My phone went dead the last time, so hey, third time's a charm. So we're gonna look at some Star Wars. Before that, I'd like to say, if this is your first time here, please like and subscribe. Helps me out more than you would understand. You know, that gets this video out to more people. Then I can talk to more people. I do follow back. I subscribe to anybody that subscribes to me. You just have to leave me a comment on one of my videos so I know who to subscribe to. So, all right. I will explain the 369 rule we have on this channel for live streams. If nobody's here in 3 minutes, I may just turn it off. Nobody comments in 6, I may turn it off. 9 minutes is kind of the, if I let it go for a little bit and we hit 9 minutes and I'm just not feeling it, we turn it off. So I'm feeling good today, though. Last night I tried to do a live stream. I really didn't have it in me. It's, this channel's not monetized, so there's no real, incentive to do this other than I like doing it. So, all right, that being said, one last point. My streams always turn into looking at Marvel figures. We are going to look at Star Wars today. I'm making that, you want to see Spider-Man? Come next time. Or, check out one of the many, many, many videos or live streams that I have about Spider-Man. These usually go about 45 minutes. When people react, people ask questions, I try to engage with everybody. You want to see something specific sometime, it's if I have it here, I'll let you know. So we're going to start breaking this out. I am going to we're going to look at stuff. I will tell you as much information as I remember about the figures. A lot of these I got secondhand from our good friends at Giant Robot Comics in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. You can look them up on Facebook. They do ship internationally. You have to pay the shipping. If you do check up their site, send them a message. Just let them know that TS Hawkeye guy sent you. The owner and I are working on a little promotion there. So for the nobody that will send them a message, I think we're doing pretty good. So let's get on to it. I think we took care of all the housekeeping we needed to. But Monty is still out like a light. Let's look at Supreme Leader Snoke. Don't like this figure. I took the robe off one time just to see, and it's never closed back up correctly. I don't like how it closes. This is one of the many, many, many Vader figures we're going to see in this. This is the vintage collection. This is a New Hope Vader. You can tell because his tunic goes over his shoulder pads. Whereas this is more of a, Empire or Return of the Jedi Vader. There's a one with a removable helmet somewhere. When we get to that, we'll take a look at that because that's kind of my default Vader. We have Savage Opress, great character. We have Boba Fett, not Bobo. Excuse my mispronunciations. Rhonda. Okay, I don't. Ron LD, how you doing, buddy? So this is actually the deluxe Boba Fett. Some idiot lost the missile that goes in back there. We're not going to mention any names, even though I'm the only one that plays with these toys. But we have Darth Plagueis. That was from when the vintage collection was the Black Series. And they were on black cards. These are 3 3/4. This one was on cards. Some of them came in boxes. I'll let you know as I hit those ones. This was hard to find. I'm really happy that I have it. This is a vintage collection mall. Got this recently. So it's I like this figure. It's a good figure. I'm glad to have like the classic mall in a posable figure. We have another Black Series carded Darth Malgus. He was hard to find too. I don't know what it seemed like. All like the Sith guys were really, were kind of hard to find. I don't know what it was. So we've got a lot to go through. So, it's I've talked to myself on these sometimes. It's I think everybody missed the 369 rule, but I think we're gonna go over that. It's a lovely Monday. I'm enjoying a few adult beverages that I didn't consume last night. So I'm just gonna go. Hopefully everybody subscribes, likes, leave me a comment. I will address every comment that I get. So, and I follow back. So we have the Grand Inquisitor. I loved this figure. I got that off Facebook Marketplace. We have the hologram Count Dooku. That was my default Dooku until I got this one, because there was never a Dooku out that I really liked. They all had really, really terrible articulation. Not like Dooku's doing any like scissor kicks or anything, but I just like him to have articulation. I like all my figures to have articulation. Saying that, we're looking at one that has like 7 points, and but that's okay. Not sure. This was probably Saga. This is Palpatine after Mace Windu, after the arrest, of course. He has his leg sculpted in there. That's kind of a cool detail. And then we have Emperor Palpatine. I really love this figure. This figure's pretty much what got me back into collecting Star Wars. I'd seen it. I was looking for G.I. Joe 30th anniversary. I saw that. Maybe not 30th anniversary. I might have been looking for Classified. I had a ton of Classified. I sold them. It's due to financial constraints, I sadly have to limit my toy purchasing. But my wife's pretty good. She'll usually order me a figure every month. That's where all my Star Wars stuff's been coming from. That and Giant Robot Comics, because they're almost impossible to find here on the card. I used to get them all at the Toys R Us. Toys R Us closed down, and it's only Walmart's now. And Walmart sucks for Star Wars Vintage Collection. We have a Mandalore Mall. And lastly, in this bin, we have a very bad Anakin as Darth Vader. You can tell because he looks serious. So that's when he's like on Mustafar fighting Obi-Wan. Oh, let's put these back. Any figures you want to see, if you want to see Luke Skywalker, let me know. There are, like I said, there are a lot of Vaders. That is all kind of like Imperial guys. we'll take a look at those. You know, I'm just gonna go until I'm done. So, not until I look at everything, but just until I get tired of it. So, this is a bin of more like figures that I spend a little more time with. I'm an old man. I still play with my figures. So, we have Kylo Ren. He was Roman. Were you here earlier, buddy? I'm gonna show you all the Lukes that I have. We're gonna go through there. We're gonna go through here. I think there might be some in here. We're gonna hunt out those Lukes. So, give me a second here. I know we looked at some. So there is Tatooine Luke. I've mistakenly called him Farm Boy once. He's not a farm boy. So yeah, we're gonna find them and we'll look at them. There's Tatooine. Old man Luke. We'll talk about that Jabba eventually. There are a few figures in here, so again, if I'm up to it, we'll go through them all. So, I don't see... I know there's some Luke in here. I know there's at least one Luke, because I don't really care for the figure. So, there's a Luke. There's a Luke. My son-in-law's name is Luke, which is, I don't know, I just think that's kind of funny. It's probably only to me, but there's a Luke I don't like. So, let's keep going. Celebration Luke. We'll look at these after I go through. I'm sure that oh, we have a G.I. Joe figure. Neat. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that is all the Lukes that are in here. I'm probably missing one or two, so put that back. We will move. We will move the Jabba, and we will. Oh, gonna keep my finger out of there if I can. So I'm gonna find the Lukes. We'll talk about Luke. How's everybody doing today? Are you having a good day? What are you up to? Like, I know there are a couple Lukes in here, so we're gonna keep going. The only problem with having a bit like a collection is finding stuff sometimes. I'm not a very organized guy, unfortunately, so I am with certain things. Like, I have all the weapons organized really well. Not so much with the figures, unfortunately. Okay, because I know I have a Hoth Luke in here, I think. And then I have the X-Wing pilot Luke. At the very least. So, I think I might be missing a bin of figures, but I am. Oh. Hold on. We will go and look in here, because this is where at last I had the little bin of figures. And I don't see it. All right. That might be a mystery for another day. Let's, oh. Good girl, Monty. Let's take a look in here. Don't see it. Don't see it. So, all right, we're just gonna leave that as MIA at the moment. So, excuse me, I had to sit down. I'm an old man. That doesn't go well sometimes. I'm an old man that skateboarded until I was about 25. And man, I think I broke everything in my legs at one point or another. Had so many broken bones. Like, it's not funny. Oh, that is probably one of the only, that is the only 6-inch Star Wars figure I had. I had a couple of the Black Series and just kind of got out of it, right? It's 3 3/4, what I really like. So, gonna bug me if I can't find those Lukes now. We've got a couple to look at, so all right, we found one. We found two. Let's take a quick look because I honestly don't know how many Lukes I have. It's okay, I think we're good. So, we'll move that out of the way. Let's look at Luke Skywalker. Scary Maze, can't be worse than what's in my head. I'm pretty heavily medicated to be this calm. So, there we have Tatooine Luke. We have X-Wing Luke. We have the Yavin 4 ceremony. I have his medal. I just don't have it on him. We have Dagobah Luke. We have Hoth Luke. We have Bespin Luke. We have Jedi Master Luke. We have Jedi Master Luke. Again, this one's better. This is my default. These ones are kind of, okay, well, in continuity. We have Old Man Luke. There is another Luke. I don't have it handy. I can look for it. It's probably the worst Luke Skywalker figure I've ever seen. But, I'll find that after this. That is Training Luke. He came with a Grogu. Hey, Ali! That is a comic pack Luke. I don't know. I got him secondhand, so I'm not sure what he came with off the top of my head. So, let me find you the worst Luke Skywalker ever. No, that's Obi-Wan. He's supposed to be like a Tatooine Luke. There's some recent figures I got. Can't remember the assassin's name. And that is the Vintage Collection Slave Leia, which I doubt they are ever going to make again. Disney usually stays away from controversial stuff like that. Oh, a lightsaber. Cad Bane, great figure. What's crazy, Ellie? Baze Malbus. Like, I bought this figure secondhand, and I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a random Jedi figure. And then I saw it was Luke Skywalker. I'm like, bullshit. So, there's the prototype Boba Fett. That was a hard figure to find. That was a McQuire. Oh, yeah, it's... You've been here before, I think, Ali. You know I'm an old guy. I don't do any serious drugs. I don't drink a whole lot. This is my bad habit. So, which is okay. Hoth Rebel. Alright. It's gonna bug me if I can't find it. I got like a ton of R2-D2s in here, too. Oh, and that's just the Imperial stuff. That's more stuff. And then we have this little bin here, too, for characters. Alright. We have a Wampa. Which is cool, because he came with this base, and if you would have bought the Luke in the same series, I think it was the Saga series, Luke's base would connect to the top, and there's a little hole for his lightsaber there, so you could hang Luke upside down when the Wampa came in. That's before that was probably a $10 figure at the time, but man, I miss those times. So I had a really, really good job a few years ago that I unfortunately, am I thinking changing the content of games? I think I've only have one. I think I only have the one gaming video where the live stream of Command and Conquer. I plan on doing a few more live streams of games with like Final Fantasy. I've got a wrestling game, and these are all like PlayStation era games. I may start live streaming Knights of the Old Republic when I get it all hooked up. That's gonna be in a little while. I gotta get this place set up first, right? It's but I'm not so much of a gamer that I can say, look, oh yeah, I'm a retro gaming channel. It just happens to be some of the content that I post. All right, I'm not okay. I think I'm gonna give up on finding that Luke. There was just a little bag of random accessories I got when I bought my BMF Falcon. We'll see that eventually too. So yeah, can't. Oh, there we go. That is supposed to be Luke Skywalker. That is supposed to be this Luke Skywalker. I don't see it. So I've seen some Minecraft gameplay, and it looks like, even though I'm not a gamer, I watch a hell of a lot of gameplay. There's a channel I watch quite a bit. It's called You Can Beat Video Games, and I'm just like mesmerized by it because it's so like I just can't wrap my head around some of it. And then there is the Angry Video Game Nerd. I don't know if everyone's heard of him. He's been going for like 20 plus years now, and I still like his content. Yeah, I don't have the system. I don't have a system that would play Minecraft. It's and just my current situation doesn't lend a lot of. I don't think I can afford it right now. You know, it's like I gotta pay. I still got some payments on this trailer. Let's look at some Imperials. Ooh. I used to volunteer at a place, and they used to do birthday parties, and they would have Minecraft gameplay, and I've seen it. I kind of wanted to try it, and I just never did because they're having birthday parties for kids, and then the guy that owned the place, he and I had a bit of a falling out. He's a dick. No, I won't tell you his name, but there's Monty again. Monty. She's the star of this channel. So, all right. We have a scout trooper that came with one of the speeder bikes. I love that speeder bike. They have the Epic Heroes of War or something, whatever the new kid-based Star Wars line is. Okay, Allie, I'm sorry. It's I agree. No, my content's not for everybody. I'm very niche. As I look at very specific toys. I know toy guys that I'm not for either. I respect you saying that, and thank you. It's I appreciate you watching. If it's not for you, it's not for you. No hard feelings. If you do excuse me, if you do video game content, you might see me. It's you don't have to like everything, and nobody can force you to like everything. So, I do appreciate you as a viewer, But if you cut out, thank you. I will give you thanks for even giving me a shot. So that's all I can really ask. So we have another. This came with the Endor bunker. His helmet comes off. It's he's the guy. No, he's not. I'm sorry. There is a rebel on Endor that they say is Rex. No, I got a couple of followers, my friend. So I don't know if anybody's here. There's 2 people here. That is Havoc. I forget exactly what the name specifically is of this figure, but I got a whole ton of them. So it's somebody I knew was selling them cheap. They gave me a good deal, a good bulk deal on them. So I use those kind of as my shock troopers. So, you know, there's 2. That's an air trooper, I think. But this expanded universe or video game or game reverse trooper, I like, you know what I mean? It's I don't really specify clones or troopers or. Oh, there's another air trooper. You know, it's a stormtrooper. This is a clone. This is Captain Rex is like the leader of my battalion of clones with blue on them. So there's another one of the Havoc. There's the bad Captain Rex I have. And I have another one. I don't know where it's at. I had it out and I misplaced it. So there's just a regular clone. Oh. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Great figure. I was big on the expanded universe in the 90s. I had the Dark Horse comics. Thank you very much, Ali. Like I said, I've said before, I do this content because I like this kind of content. I'm not monetized. This is a hobby for me. So, you know, and again, I realize it's not for everybody. I have another channel that's not for anybody, but you know, I like looking at toys. I like talking about toys, and you know, I do appreciate your suggestions. So, what else do we have in here? He's one of. I have a couple of these base figures that I've switched some heads on. That comes with one of these. Is a deluxe figure. These are kind of cool because if the light goes into that little head part, the eyes glow. It's Grief Karga, played by the late great Carol Weathers. We have an Incinerator Trooper. These were single carded. I think they were like chromium. They had chromium paint job. This was the deluxe one. I have a couple of those. I sold a few of them. You know, it's you know, if you know my situation, you know why I had to weed stuff out a little bit. But we have the Death Star droid. I think I've talked about this figure. All right, Ali. Thank you, my friend. This stung me a little bit because this was like $23 and it came with nothing. So kind of pissed me off a little bit. So there is a difference. One of them's Gerard and I can't remember off the top of my head, but see, there's the first one again. I think. Yep. But I don't know if they're in here. But again, I popped. Yeah, see? There we go. That is the Mandalorian Flight Trooper alternate head definitely doesn't match. There is, all right, well, we got one guy that lost his head. Those are always good for something. As a customizer, just to have the excuse to tear a figure apart sometimes, so. So we have a Death Star Gunner. I really like those figures. We have a very 5 POA Director Krennic. I'd like to get him. I just like the Imperial uniform look, right? It's this is a Saga era like general, so, or you know, Imperial guy. It's a regular stormtrooper, you know, and there's two versions of this because one of them has like the holster, the other one doesn't. So they've released that figure. That, again, it's an army builder, so it's not like you're gonna go wrong if you get one, because you can always say, okay, well now I got 10. I've got so, but okay, this is a 5 POA. This is First Order Stormtrooper. I don't say these guys are just the same, different rank in the same war. So that really, really bothers a friend of mine that I don't, I'm not like, I keep my clones separate. I keep my Stormtroopers separate. You got to put them in eras. It's like, no, man, I do what I want, bro. So that is a Captain Phasma. I really like that. I like that figure more than I thought I would. I've had it for years now, and it's just the basic First Order Stormtrooper body with a cape. So, just sometimes little things are all you need. There's an old Tatooine Stormtrooper. He came with a dewback. I have the dewback, but not right here with me. Like Phase 2 clone, I think. If I'm saying anything wrong and anybody knows, please let me know. I have, I know I don't get a lot of these names right sometimes. I mispronounce them. I mispronounce the names of people in my chat. So let's see if we can find anything else really cool, just offhand. I think that's a Rex from the Clone Wars. I really want to get a Tarkin, so that'd be awesome. That is from General Hux. He kind of looks elephant-necked, so I'm gonna change that, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. There we go. Moff Gideon. There's a vintage collection Moff Gideon coming out with the helmet. I want to get that. I just like the look of them, right? It's we have a female Imperial. No clue where she came from. Again, secondhand, a giant robot. So we'll put these all back in the case there. Again, anyone wants to see something specific, let me know. We looked at some Luke Skywalkers, so never mind helping, You're directing me here, so let me know what you want to see, and if I can, we will look at it. I unfortunately am not a gamer, so it's something that I'd like to kind of get into, I think, but right now it's not a feasible, I can't think of the word. The feasibility of it isn't high right now, so. But I do have some gameplay of Command and Conquer. I plan on doing some grinding on Final Fantasy, and once I get Knights of the Old Republic hooked up, I'm going all in on having that as a playthrough. So, all right, well, we kind of looked at, seen a little bit of everything. We're at 35 minutes. That's usually I'll let you in on a little secret. We usually cut the live stream off when I gotta pee. So, and I gotta pee. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in. You know, I appreciate all my Hawkamaniacs. And I'll tell you, please subscribe, like, comment on one of my videos, and I'll subscribe back. And yeah, just keep an eye on the channel. I got tons of content, tons of Star Wars, Marvel. I got some G.I. Joe content, a lot of Masters of the Universe content. I even got some strange video game figure content, like just out of far left field. We talk about comics too sometimes. So, all right, friends, I appreciate you. So we'll talk again soon.